Cohaston Township. First regular monthly meeting, or second regular monthly meeting, September 16, 2014, testing.
We're not doing a second
Okay.
reading on that red light, and I'll take the blame for that because Wanda and I were back and forth. I thought her draft was fine last month, but she thought that I still wanted to review it. She
Okay.
didn't
All right.
publish it. So that'll be on the second reading next
Okay.
month, just so you know.
All right, I'll call this
That
meeting
was
to
my-
order at 7:02 PM. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given to the Express Times and Star Gazette, satisfying the Open Public Meeting Act. If we could please stand for a silent prayer and then flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes of the August 19th meeting?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Becker?
Yes.
Slack?
Yes.
Van Loo? Yes. Angeli?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes. Motion to pay the bills presented in proper form signed by the director of each department and approved by the majority of the members listed on the bill list.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Becker?
Yes.
Slack?
Yes.
Van Loo? Are we all pretty much signed off?
Pretty much so.
Okay, then I will say yes. Angeli?
Yes.
And Kern?
Yes. Public comment pertaining to agenda items. This is for public comment on agenda items only. Seeing none, we'll move right into the attorney's report.
It's a brief report tonight, Mayor. One on the TCI litigation, as I indicated last month, the judge granted our motion. Didn't dismiss their complaint, but he stayed the complaint pending completion of the mediation. Nevertheless, we filed an answer. So an answer to the counterclaim, actually, asserting damages, non-itemized damages at this point, but we have an answer and counterclaim filed in the TCI litigation. The mediation has been moved to the end of October. Some email correspondence from me to, I think, to all of you. One of the things I'm trying to run down is the JAR engineering report of this HVAC system. I got an email from him saying, they're getting stuff together, they're working on it. They're asking for some documentation that we've never gotten and which contractually we're entitled to. All the closeout documents, the spec sheets and so on and so forth. But we'll either get those from our old architect or we'll get them from the engineer down here who prepared that. So, and we'll be meeting going forward with SSI to develop some type of position in terms of the cost to repair the various issues here. That'll be part of the mediation. So that's where we are with TCI. I know there was an issue again with an air conditioning piece of equipment, and I talked to Wanda about that. I talked to Jay Parentoni. It's a couple years old, so at this point, if it hasn't been already yet, that should probably just be replaced. We can throw in the JAR report if they find that it was something that was their responsibility. Just a legal note, as I just was discussing with the mayor, Governor conditionally vetoed the extension of the moratorium on commercial affordable housing fees. So for those of you on the land use board, Dave, Mayor, and it may be applicable even to the site plan / subdivision for the mall, I'm not sure, but there's now a 2.5% affordable housing fee that's associated with any commercial development has now been revived.
They did away with that years ago.
They did away with it. But they did away with it for a defined period of time, and that time had come to an end. The legislature passed legislation extending the moratorium. Governor Christie, who I'm sure supports that, but he's trying to use the legislation as leverage to continue to, his campaign to abolish COA, et cetera. So he conditionally vetoed the legislation, sent it back with a bunch of changes, and that's going to create a problem. So for right now, the fee has come back. Whether they work it out or not, I don't know.
What's the date that it took effect?
It's right now.
Not
The
retroactive.
grandfathering clause was for anything approved prior to the end of 2013, so that's what I'm saying, that anything current right now,
So then that would affect them all subdivision.
yeah, potentially. So that's that. Beyond that, Dave and I will have a memo out. I was checking to see if we could get some data on public works contracts or road department contracts from municipalities. Other than a salary survey, they don't really have any. So Dave and I will have a memo out by the end of the week or Monday latest with that position to our road department, so we can either get some negotiations going or move forward with whatever they have to do. I think that's about it, Mayor. I think we're still finalizing issues out with the mall in terms of getting West Boulevard dedicated. In the meantime, we still have bonds, and that's not going to hold up the opening of the Quaker Steak and Lube. I don't know if that
Yeah,
happened
it
or
open.
not.
Yeah, it's open, yeah.
Okay. That's about where we are, I think. Unless there's anything I didn't get to ask a question about.
So I have any questions for Kevin?
I did direct a letter to the land use board on those issues per the last meeting.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And I know they addressed them in their fashion. That's kind of where we are on that issue. I think that was the only thing pending.
I think we just have review now, whatever Gene put out,
Right.
4:30 today. Okay, thank you. Gwen is not in this evening, but Wanda, you have her report?
Gwen's absent this evening, but she provided me her engineer's report, so I'll read it to you. Reconstruction of River Road Bridge and Retaining Wall. The project has been completed and the road is open to traffic. The Pinchers Point Road cross drain is being replaced on Friday. They are coordinating the work and around the school bus schedule. Middle Street, she has sent out the requests for quotes, were sent to 3 local contractors. The bids will be opened on Wednesday, September 24th. Here at the municipal building. The NJDOT has sent out letters saying they are accepting applications for the 2015 local aid grant program. Applications for grants are due by October 4th. Gwen is asking, would council like her to prepare an application? If so, for what project? She's suggesting maybe the possibility of safety upgrades like guide rail and signage.
What? It's October.
With the timing of that, I think you should definitely authorize Gwen to prepare an application. I don't know if there's any continuation project, but this came up in Franklin last week. I know, Finelli Consulting is working over there on that one.
I say we go ahead and do it.
I don't know. Is there anything else over here, like on the next phase of a road? I can't remember. We were kind of working through Shimer because you can, Frank, you can submit a couple different. You know what I mean? You can submit alternates. So I don't know.
My only concern is what I'm afraid we might win some, like folks.
No, this year will be the year we don't, I think.
Well,
Franklin.
I mean,
I hear you.
we have to come up with a couple. If we do quote, we have to come up with a couple $100,000 that we don't have and we don't care. I mean, so I think we have to be careful about what we apply for.
Well, I agree because the only thing I'll say,
Especially if they're matching or
yeah, they're generally I think a 50% match.
No, they usually give you a certain amount, like 150, 180,000, something like that, and the rest is up to you. But the next point on her report is Foch Boulevard. Would council like her to prepare the proposal for design? You could get the project designed during the winter and have it ready for construction in the spring, and that's what we had talked about doing.
Isn't Foch kind of the next logical
Foch is the
extension down there?
last one in the Parkside area.
The other thing, Frankie,
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, the other thing you can do, Frank, and again, I think maybe you guys should authorize her to do it and just get a consensus here, but you could, I'm wondering if you can, if Foch is feasible. Sometimes you do that, like you do half, in terms of, because you're worried about your contributions, you could authorize her to pin for maybe half of Foch if it's going to be too much for 1 year. The other thing I'll let you know, Frank, too, is you have 2 years, I believe, to use the grant from when you get it.
Yeah, I think.
So you
At
could,
the end of next year.
yeah, so if you put in for folk as maybe say
We
option.
want it. I mean, that's the problem. We want it.
Then maybe we should, yeah, maybe we should do folk and then we could budget a little bit and then do it that second year, you know.
You know,
It's
like
like 2
Crick
blocks.
Road,
Yeah, it's very
Crick
short.
Road needs it.
Yeah, but I wonder, I mean, like, aren't we looking to do major work around Route 22 there in 519? Aren't we asking for a lot of money and we'll never get it? But, I mean, does it make sense to do folk and all that major work to go south of the church and that sort of stuff?
Well, that's the states.
But you could get them to throw it in. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, we're concerned about, we'd rather have this other project done first. And
Yeah.
We're concerned that we'd be wasting our money if we spend a lot of money on folk and then it has to be torn up for this other project. So, I mean, I think we have an excuse not to accept that grant.
But if we, I was gonna say, if we have to do the work for, she was saying for things like guardrails and signage in places in the township for safety, then I think that would be very worthwhile.
But the focus.
Well, there's the two separate
Yeah.
questions, because the 2015 grant application period is due October 15th or October 14th. So do you want her to apply? It doesn't mean you're going to get a grant for safety
say we
upgrades
do.
on guide rail and signage.
You know, I would say she can propose, and then once we
Yeah.
understand what the proposal is. I mean, I don't want to go into something where we ask for 500 and we have to pay 300.
Yeah, and
The only-
what are the, and what's the cost of all the
And I
guardrails?
want to know what it's
Well,
for.
I don't know what signage and
Yeah.
things would be, but the other thing is that's the October 4th due date, isn't it? Wanda?
October 14th is the due date.
We have a meeting before the
It's
14th?
not,
We do, but Gwen's not at that one.
right, and it's not a lot
Well,
of
This one,
time
maybe she should be.
Well, we could, or we
in
could,
terms
yeah.
of council.
I thought it was earlier than that, because I thought in Franklin,
If it's the 14th, then we can figure it out by the 4th and vote on
I
it.
didn't think Franklin was having.
Because, I mean, I don't know anything, I don't think any of us know about what this program is. That's a good point by Frank. I mean, what are we putting money out for that we don't know?
Okay.
And then Foch, I mean, I don't know what anyone else wants to do, but no.
You know, Crick Road.
I would like to see just what it would cost to, get a estimate to just pave that road.
I think it just has to be started by the end of 2015.
Yeah, that's true
We
too.
have time on it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any rush
Would
for
you like her
that.
to prepare the proposal design? That's the question.
For Foch?
I'd like to know how much, and if we have to pay for her to do it, I want to know how much it's going to cost before we ask her.
Yeah, to pay for the design, yeah.
Well, did she have her estimate in there? She usually gives you a budget for that.
I'm sure she did, but I don't know it now off the top of my head.
Well, we can wait on that too. Yeah, there's no rush, no rush for that either.
Okay, and then the Still Valley Stone Arch, Gwen said that she had contacted Steve Ferrari and he had given a price to do the exploratory work on top of the Still Valley Tunnel to determine the extent of the work necessary to properly waterproof the top. His cost is $18.50 a day and 2 days. That'll be 2 days work plus $3.50 to repair the report. And I have that listed as a motion. And then the last thing is, USDA has retained the services of New Jersey Water to prepare a vulnerability assessment for municipalities who have received their funding in the past. This has come up at once or twice before, and ultimately the USDA decided we didn't have to prepare a report since the township only has a gravity sewer collection system, no pump station or waste treatment facility, and we do not own the water system. They now want something on file for POCACON, even if most of the items would be not applicable. I've provided the person from New Jersey Water with some information, so she just wanted council to be aware of that. That this is a report about the vulnerability assessment for water treatment plants, and she always explained to them that we didn't have any, so we didn't have to, but now they want you to fill out a report and say it's not applicable. So.
What happened to that Paper Reduction Act?
Yeah. More now than ever. You have it in multiple forms.
You can email that it's not applicable.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, so that's Gwen's report.
That's where I get my grade.
Okay.
Also, just, I don't know, and I think this was Dave, you're fine, I did send out, and I've not gotten it back, and Quinn had asked me about it, but she prepared a little temporary easement plat for the property owner where we need the access to clean out that.
Right up there for the mall.
Yes,
Right,
I don't know
right.
if anybody has a relationship.
Oh, it's
We cleaned
all
it
done.
out.
It's all done.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
It's all done.
we cleaned it out.
Because
And I actually got a compliment from a neighbor up there saying that he would like to give the contractor and our DPW
excellent,
credit.
because I don't think, I don't know, that must have happened right. They must have signed the easement, done the work the same day, because
Same day.
I don't even think I have it back in the mail yet. Okay, but that's good then, because
Oh, good.
I just was going to say I hadn't received it yet, but I'm glad it's done.
Yeah, it's done. No, we could put a pipe in there. That'd be a first class job.
Okay. All right, thank you, Wanda, for reading that for Gwen. Then we'll go into council reports, and we'll begin with Frank.
Not too much to report this month, this meeting. The kind system, we did look into further, and we did see a system that's only $2,000 instead of $7,000, plus $1,000 for training, so $3,000. And we're just looking into references right now to hear what other people think of it. And also talking to our payroll vendor to see how it syncs. The Historic Commission, we've got on the agenda the ordinance to go from, I think it's 7+2 alternates to 5+2 alternate members on the Historic Commission. And I pointed out that when I met with them last, which was the second meeting in a row that they didn't have a quorum, so the need for this change, that, you know, I told them what it said, and that we don't want many non-resident members, and I think some of them thought we should have the members that we have, but I told them, well, if you feel that way, you can come to this meeting, and I don't see anybody here. So I think it's up to you guys, or us guys, what to do with that. The SEC bond compliance is I spoke to our bond attorney, John Drakowitz, about do we really have, he's recommending that we hire a consultant for about $1,000 the first year and $600 or $700 subsequent years to make sure we're in compliance with our bond disclosures. And apparently the SEC is given the bankruptcies in Harrisburg, or pending the possibility of bankruptcies in Harrisburg and Detroit and that sort of thing, the SEC is cracking down on making sure we disclose everything we're supposed to disclose. And since we've had 3 CFOs in the last 2 or 3 years, it's easy for things to fall through the cracks as far as disclosure. You know, for example, you're supposed to even disclose when you have a bond upgrade. So he's recommending, and I think we may have to hire this consultant. I'm afraid he's going to raise his fees if much more than the consultant will be if it's
$950.
about $950 the first year and about $650 or $750 each of the subsequent years. It's probably good insurance, but
Yeah.
And you could hire them by motion this evening. I had gotten an email from Lorraine, Frank, and again, we were just talking off the record before I started the meeting. Maybe just set up an attorney at blackcom.org or something, because it's endlessly frustrating that I can't directly communicate. I can get from Wanda, but I can't send her for about almost the last 2 years. But in any event, I sent back to Lorraine that you could appoint them by motion, and then because it's only a $950 service, and then Wanda simply has to advertise it as a professional, non-competitive appointment. So if you guys wanted to
We
add,
add that.
you could add that
Okay.
tonight. Yes.
I
And
think-
I think that's an excellent idea. You know, the last thing we need is to have any technical compliance issue, because I guarantee you the SEC penalty would far exceed 9.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. A couple extra zeros, probably.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, Frank. Dave?
DPW report, as I already mentioned, the drainage ditch by the mall was cleaned out, and work was completed, along with the River Road bridge abutment project was also completed. Sal, you had said at the last meeting, Cemetery Road, they had tarred and chipped and did a real good job on it down there. Repaved.
Excellent job.
Okay. That, I know I talked to some of the other surrounding municipal workers in some of the other townships, and they had said they chipped in with labor down there to help us. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on the DPW side. Last night we met for the first time after our summer break with the Environmental Commission. We didn't really discuss a whole lot of different things. We had good turnout. Most of the talk was of the community gardens and support in our first year. I guess it turned out fairly well. You know, they had made some points towards next year, things they could do different. But I think all in all, it's a pretty good project up there. They want to try to get some more people active in it, people wanting to attend and have plots.
I got some great vegetables.
Did you?
I'm still picking.
Oh, that's good.
And I thought the beans were all done, and I went back, and they had gum again. I had a whole new spring bean crop. And there's still the peppers and the cherry tomatoes and the beefsteak tomatoes. It's still going strong up there. And the asparagus bed next year. It's going really well. And actually, I wish more people would participate in it, but I'll tell you, I might add another plot next year if somebody does want to use it.
It's your real Farmville.
It's a good condition. It's got the sun.
I'll get you the bibs, Mary. How's that?
Okay.
And straw hat.
I love gardens.
Other than that, we discussed a little bit about our environmental stewardship award that we want to try to work with. We've got the paperwork done on that. We discussed that a little bit. Doctor, did I miss anything else that we really talked about last night? That was pretty much the gist of everything. Very little correspondence at all. So on the environmental, that's about it. Land use, you want to talk on the land use, Mayor? Or, I mean, basically, we just had the preliminary or second hearing on the Hernandez application. We heard testimony and cross-examination. I believe we're going to have that on our agenda for next meeting also.
And the Land Use Board acted on our letter on the conditions for the
The mall, correct?
mall. Yeah.
Right. Other than that, that's about all I have at this time, Mayor.
Thank you, Dave. Mary?
Okay. Yeah, I have to say the DPW was out even like today. I think it was today that they were cutting along the road because they were all the way down to Shackletown Road along it. So they're, I guess, slowly but surely getting that done too. Looks good. All right, our police department has been very busy as usual. They responded to 470 calls for service. They issued 194 traffic summonses and they did make 20 arrests. The criminal investigation unit opened 19 new cases, and there were 22 motor vehicle accidents that were investigated by the police department. Chief, were any of those at the new intersection where the traffic lights are now and there's no camera or anything?
You're talking about 22 and 122?
Greenwood Street. No, Greenwood, you mean Greenwood
The
Street.
traffic accidents,
I'm not sure.
or were there a couple there? And then Greenwich Street,
I think you want to wait for Lorraine to be here. No?
yeah, okay. I was just curious, because, 22 accidents,
That's
that's quite good.
kind of low.
You think that's low?
Yeah, it's low.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
One a day, yeah.
Yeah, really. The police department did participate, though, in the Labor Day Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign, which ran from August 13th to September 1st. Now, recently, You may have heard of several purse snatchings occurring in local stores in Greenwich and Cohasset. So we're happy to report that our criminal investigation unit recently developed information and yesterday obtained arrest warrants for 2 individuals suspected of the crimes. One suspect was taken into custody yesterday, and now we're asking for the public's help to locate the second suspect. Now, the second suspect is Juan Rivera, R-I-V-E-R-A, and his last known address is 1412 South Main Street in Cohasset. So he was a Cohasset resident. His photo and his physical descriptors, you say it's located on the front desk. And what do you mean?
Right there, I put his photo right there on the front desk when you walk in.
Oh, okay.
No, there you go, grab one with you.
Very good.
There's also a photo of him on Facebook.
And then that was the other part, that his picture is on the Facebook page.
I saw him yesterday on South Main Street. This picture here is a little bit heavier, but he has a shaved head right now. So, but if you see him, just let us know. He's supposedly a gang member, and we have a warrant for $25,000. So, I don't think he drives.
So it's probably hanging out, hiding with some.
He's going from place to place.
Okay. And that's
Oh, and the other thing I forgot to say, I noticed yesterday he had a scar on his left side, like from his ear here, all the way to his cheek. So that pretty much.
Did you have the warrant yesterday?
No.
No. Yeah.
I wish.
Got it probably like at midnight, right?
We got it in what? About 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock last night, something like that.
I got a question. The other day I observed the court, and I noticed there's the few times I've observed it, there's Walmart shoplifters there. Probably almost every time there's a Walmart shoplifter there. And I don't know whether this one was dismissed or postponed, but because there was nobody from Walmart there. Does that happen often?
Not too often. Every once in a while, if they're not working, they're not allowed to come in. So if they're working, they actually come to court, but it doesn't happen too often, no.
That they do come?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've been here.
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And just I spoke to the fire chief earlier. He just wanted to remind everyone that the event will be, you got it, for the truck. It's going to be an all-day affair of the wet down. And the truck's actually coming in on the 24th or 25th, he said. He said it's just getting final inspections in Wisconsin, so it should be here very shortly.
Are you familiar with what a wet down is? It's where other fire companies come with their fire trucks, and they, with their hoses, they spray. So, yeah, he could get wet. But there's food, and it's a happy occasion.
The 4th. I think the 4th of that Sunday, I think.
What was the date?
October 4th.
4th, yeah. Okay, thank you, Mary. Sal?
Everything I have written down is on the agenda.
Look at that.
Hmm?
Said, look at that. That's great. Okay.
Oh, I had it all written down, but
But
Wanda
taken
took
care of.
care of it.
Okay, very good. The only thing I want to say is Thursday, I mean, this is on the agenda. This is how I found out about this. It just kind of happened very quickly. The Marshalls and Home Goods is opening on Thursday, which, like I said, we just found out about. Actually, I think I saw a commercial too, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together. They had like a,
That's another project that maybe that 2.5% too may be applicable now, so we're going to follow up on that with the land
Oh,
use.
because it goes back.
Same way with Quaker Steak and Lube.
Quaker Steak and Lube would
And
also,
also,
definitely Quaker Steak and Lube.
Chick-fil-A.
I don't know,
Hobby Lobby
Yeah, all those places.
all of those, anything that's this year, is,
from 2014.
even if it's an amended site plan, what you have to do is, when you're, so we'll have to go to the land use board, we have to get in touch with our assessor because he has to do that calculation of the difference in equalized assessed value. So, so I'll send out a memo of that to the board.
Now, what happens though if they extend it again?
Well, what they're recommending at this point is that any developer pay it under protest.
Then we have to refund it though?
Yeah, but it would go into an escrow account anyway.
Oh,
It's
okay.
going to our general till. So I'll circulate a memo, but that's another reminder. We've had actually 2 or 3 that probably apply to. Yeah.
Mhm.
Last year.
These could be
Okay.
a decent chunk of.
Wait, last year too, 2013?
Anything from 2014.
Oh, okay.
Even if the application started, they don't have the approval for this year.
Oh,
then
I
it
see.
applies.
Okay, anything that
They
was
had to have-
finalized in
yes,
14.
Yes,
Okay.
anything
There
from-
you go, touch on that train.
Oh, yeah. We had a public hearing on the train, and I know a lot of people have had a difficult time getting in touch with Chris Cotty. That was one of the things that was expressed, and I was telling Dave that Mary Van Loo and I got a phone call. I was telling Mary I got 7 missed calls from the railroad in a matter of 15 minutes the day after. So, I mean, they are definitely responding, and they've already met with the zoning officer. He's told them everything they need to do as far as what it pertains to the amusement attractions that they've added down there, which were not approved, and they're going to have to seek approval from the land use board because it's on private property. So that's going to have to be taken there. And then I'm meeting with Chris Cotty tomorrow to go over the other concerns that were expressed at the meeting. So that is moving forward, and they are reacting very quickly to that. So that is good. And I did run into some people in the week after following that, Pohat and Phillipsburg residents who also had concerns, which, Phillipsburg needs to go to their governing body, but their concerns were that it doesn't help their businesses at all on South Main Street because there's nowhere for people to park, and they just leave as soon as they leave the train. So they're equally frustrated, and, maybe this will make the train be more of a partner than what currently exists. And that's all I have. Moving on to resolutions, if we want to take the first 2 together for the redemption of tax certificate 2014-20 and 2014-29. Is there a motion for that?
I'd move that.
Second.
Okay, Becker?
Yes.
Slack?
Yes.
Van Loo?
Yes.
Vangelli?
Yes.
Kern?
Yes. Okay. Resolutions setting the 2014 salaries for all employees in the township of Powhatan. That, I think, is from June initially, or the first meeting of July, maybe? July?
It's tabled a couple of times.
Yeah.
We had to do the ordinance first. That's per Wanda's suggestion, I think, which I think was a good one, was appropriate. So yes, it has been sitting around for a little bit.
Okay.
Well, I'll move it.
I'll second it for discussion.
Okay. Now we can have discussion.
Just reiterate what I've said several times before. I mean, I looked at, even before I ran for council, one of the things that triggered me was the fact that we were giving increases without looking at salary survey data. And even before I was on council, I looked at salary survey data, and this is the land use board secretary was the one salary. There are many that are high, but the land use board was the one that stuck out the most. So I've got a problem approving that piece of it. And again, it has nothing to do with performance. I'm just talking about position.
Have you gotten any current information?
I got an updated one, the most recent one, which was consistent with the prior ones.
Which was from what year ago?
I think it was 2013, 2011, 2012, 2012, 2013, I think.
Because they're usually behind, that's why I was wondering. Did you?
Yeah, I know, but everybody's behind in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're apples and
Yeah,
apples.
but did you call like any places to go learn anything?
Well, it's in there, I think. Warren
It's
County's in there.
29,205, there are a few at 20,000, there are a few at 15,000, and there are a lot at like 7,500. And I know there's a question about whether or not there's a separate land use board and a planner. And even if you put 7,500 and 7,500 together for two positions, it's $15,000. That's why I'm recommending
But when you're talking
$15,000.
20,000 now, and,
20,000 are we're one of the smaller towns in
was
that
that
survey.
a use, or was that a planning board?
I think they combined them kind of. But there was only, the few that were 20 were a lot bigger communities. Not our size. We've had, because we're a small community and because we have so little construction going on, there aren't that many things to approve. I mean, there was 8 meetings 2 years ago. There was 13 meetings this year. This year we're running a little ahead of 13, but I think it's because we've had 3 meetings on 1 farm stand.
Well, I think too, with the redevelopment of areas though, that there's an increase there also. Whereas before, yes, you're right, we were kind of like almost stagnant. And, but now things are starting to pick up more as far as like the development of the out parcels and all those kinds of things. Buildings that have been vacant, getting.
Would you propose something else that's smaller than $29,205?
I would just keep it frozen.
Should I call that the roll?
I've said
Any more?
said it 14 times. I'm not going to say it again, so you might as well.
Okay, Becker?
No.
Black?
Yes.
Van Blue?
Yes.
Vangelli?
Yes.
Kern?
No. Okay, ordinances, first reading. We have none. Ordinance, second reading.
We continued just, again, I'll take the blame for that. We continued the little amendment for second reading and the public hearing on the red light camera ordinance to prohibit it from issuing traffic tickets. Wanda had wanted me to look at it. She had done a draft at the last meeting, and she wanted me to double check it. I
I was
didn't
wondering where that was.
understand.
I actually forgot about it until.
So I told her to go ahead to table it, and then I will double check it to make sure it's in the right section. And we'll have the public hearing next week.
Okay, can we do that? Is that?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to do anything wrong with that.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
We're carrying the public hearing would have originally been tonight, Frank, but what Wanda didn't advertise.
I didn't even
She wanted
advertise.
me to
This
look
is the
at
public hearing on.
The red light
the
camera?
little amendment to the red light.
Oh, you mean
Speeding
for
one.
speeding?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was,
You
he's
didn't
got,
table it?
It had been introduced for
We
first
introed it.
reading last meeting. So it would have been scheduled for public hearing tonight. Wanda didn't advertise it, but
Didn't we introduce it?
that's
like
because she had
2
wanted me to
meetings
review
ago?
it.
No.
We introduced it last meeting?
Yeah.
It was
And we didn't do
introduced.
it last meeting? I thought we decided not to. I thought we canned it, frankly. But
no, it was 3-1 for first reading.
Okay.
And then,
No.
So now
Yeah.
we're not,
Now we're
now it's to discuss.
tabling the public hearing off
Meeting
yeah,
because.
it wasn't, at-
because we haven't advertised it because Wanda wants me to review it's a very simple amendment, but she had wanted me to review where she put it in the ordinance. I didn't understand that. So we would have to carry it because it has not been advertised, and that, again, that's my fault.
Okay. So 3-1, we carried it.
Read the one we introduced.
to intro.
So now we have to publish it.
And then it'll be a, yeah,
How
then it'll
much is it
be
going to cost the
public hearing. Well, it's a pretty small amendment. We're
Title,
gonna,
can't you?
it's going
No,
to,
you have to publish ordinances.
I mean, there's nothing,
Semi.
I understand why we're spending money to do an ordinance that, our current ordinance doesn't allow speeding tickets on at the red light camera. So we're just doing this to say, for what? I mean, it's not going to change anything.
Conceivably, if the law is extended, it could. Because our ordinance could be adopted to change that.
It could be changed to do that, but then you'd have to do another ordinance to do that anyway. We're doing an ordinance, a belt and suspenders ordinance. Well, I mean, I guess I said my opinion about that last time when you voted for it. I hear where we're at.
I just wanted to give you guys a procedural update as to why it's not on the agenda. I'm not speaking for the merits, and that has yet to be decided. But that's why it's not on the agenda.
Okay. But there is a second reading for 14-12, amend Chapter 160, Code of Township of Pahakon, entitled Historic Preservation.
And I just have a question. So that's just amended to the number of people?
Yes.
They still are going to be just advisory?
Right.
Okay. Then I move we open up public comment for this ordinance 14-12.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, is there any public comment on ordinance 14-12?
It's keeping the exact same,
Sure, I'll give you a public comment. Kevin Melvin, makes sense to me. Not getting quorum, decrease the number.
that's all we're doing.
All right, then, if there's no other public comment, I move that we close public comment and adopt the ordinance. The amendment.
Second.
Okay, Becker?
Yes.
Slack?
Yes.
Sandler?
Yes.
Angeli?
Yes.
Stern?
Yes. Okay, motions. There's a lot of motions. I think, Sal, these are the two Cooper quotes that you got. The one for $750 is for the municipal building to keep an eye on the trash or the dumping in the back, and the $2,650 is for, where's that one located?
Up at Crestwood.
At Crestwood?
In town,
I cut off Park.
we could put them
Yeah, I was going to say that.
on River Road.
I cut off
too.
Crestwood Park. I
Okay.
did monitor, I went into Crestwood Park. but-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the email one was cut off too.
Okay.
I'm okay with the one behind the building, but the one at Crestwood Park, I feel like is itself could be vandalized, personally.
Yeah.
And you're not, if kids are going up there on ATVs or bikes or whatever they're doing, I mean, that's not going to help the police department in apprehending the kids. But it will catch a license plate
Thank you.
if someone dumps.
Yeah, I go.
That's just my take on that. I mean, there's discussion, so if anyone wants to have any.
No, I kind of agree with you when I saw that because
Yeah, it's a lot of
although
money
it's a good
just to
idea in
dump it.
terms of trying to crack down on that, that's it, the way kids trash things, and they think it's a lot of fun. I could see that unless it was so high up in a tree or something that nobody could reach it.
And I was telling Sam, I mean, they'll shoot it with a paintball. I mean, they'll figure out a way to.
Got it.
And then if we put one at Crestwood, we have to put one at Finesville, and then
Well, and there
they'll
goes
hit
that chunk.
all the other parks. I mean, I don't know.
You want to vote on it, Mayor, or just take it right out of the motion?
Unless anyone else, I mean, that's just my thought on it. I don't know if anyone else has any comment on that. I'm okay with the one because I think the police can then at least review the tapes. Chief, would that be something that you have access to the cameras downstairs for all the municipal building? You have access to the cameras?
For downstairs, yes.
Oh, and
Oh,
upstairs?
no, we have part of upstairs.
Yeah, the part that's on. So if they added a line onto the system, you'd be able to then review
To the back.
For the
for the
outside.
dumping, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
We have to make sure though that's good enough to get license plates.
And it has to be light too.
Those things are pretty good.
It's like a deer.
I don't know if you're going to get a plate or not. That I couldn't tell you.
Has there been any other activity back there?
We'll stop by, we just chase them out. But now that the sign's out there, it's been pretty quiet.
Yeah?
So the sign seems to be working.
Do you think we need the camera still?
Honestly, it's hard to say. At night, I think if somebody's going to dump something, they're going to dump it at night. I don't know if the cameras are going to get them at night. It's hard to say. During the day, there's people out there where we can spot people from the secretary's window. We can see people out there.
This camera that's being talked about, is it like an infrared, is it a night vision camera? Or are they
Yeah,
super
it'll-
expensive?
They're high resolution cameras.
Now, just procedurally, you catch somebody dumping on camera, what happens?
Well, it's what we discussed last time. I mean, the best way to go about something like that is you talk to somebody. And if they say, yeah, I was dumping, that's an admission. You're fine with that in court. If they say it wasn't me, if it's a camera, they say it wasn't me, and you charge them and it comes to court and they have an attorney, it's going to be an uphill battle.
Now, I kind of liked Frank's suggestion.
Something to the paper?
Yeah. I mean, are you allowed to put something like that on the township, the police Facebook page, for example? Say this car was dumping? Anyone know who it is?
No, I don't think I would do that.
Okay.
That wasn't the question.
Yeah, can you? Legally, can you?
No, I don't. No.
Okay.
I think even if you go that route, and I agree with the chief, it's circumstantial evidence that in the case if you just have a camera without some type of confession. But, just the fact that, A, you go there and talk to them about it, they're on notice. B, if you charge them anyway, they're going to have to incur the time and expense to come to court.
Word gets around.
And word will get around definitely based upon that. And, it's not out of the question that the judge could, you never know what's going to happen when you take the stand. So we would only have a camera, but I think it would be an additional effective deterrent if it's money you have in your budget.
Are the cameras movable, Sal?
Are they what?
Can they be moved? Like if they're installed, can they be moved somewhere else?
Everything could be moved. But
Are they portable? Yeah.
Wireless?
what?
Yeah. What?
Those cameras?
I can't tell what I'm looking at. I have the proposal
The
here.
wire's out there already. He has a lot of it in already. When he did the garage, he pulled extra wires in. So we're in pretty good shape. We're in very good shape. $750. Each time that grinder comes in here, it's $2,000 without labor.
The camera over by the gas tank, we may be able to see a plate if they're driving out that way. Maybe. So if you have one camera showing the dumping and then another camera possibly getting the plate.
No, I didn't figure the one by the gas
Well, I'm
tank.
saying just by looking at it, I might be able to see the plate during the day.
If it's out of state though, let's say Pennsylvania, it's only in the back, they have nothing in the front.
Right, that's what I'm saying, depending on which way they're going and coming. I mean, sometimes they drive right into it and sometimes they don't. But I think mostly the biggest problem is going to be at night.
I think it's a good investment
So that's why I
myself.
was asking about.
Okay. I just wanted to.
Functional.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll vote on
You're
everything.
gonna what?
We're gonna vote on it. We'll vote on everything. Okay. So does anyone have any issue taking certain ones together or?
I want to take Ferrari separately.
Okay.
And I have questions about the Chambers property too.
Okay. So let's hold Santini Chambers, Ferrari, and the two Coopers and everything else. We'll do everything else right now.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, so we're doing the special event, Scotts Mountain, Resnick,
Yes.
Yeah.
Santini Resnick.
And Pace,
And
yeah.
also the bond consultant.
And the bond consultant,
Advertise
yeah.
for that.
Wait a minute. I have a question on that expansion valve. Isn't that under guarantee?
It's been in there for 2 years, so the thinking is it may not be, so we need to get it replaced now. We have that Jar Engineering South, so I was alluding to earlier, they're going to be doing a report of the whole system, so it's something we get our money back on, no less. But it's a piece that's been there for at least a couple of years already.
Okay, so is there a motion for those?
I'll move those on.
Except,
Which
Wanda
fund?
just reminded me that we decided to add a motion for the consultant?
Yeah, Mary added that one on, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have 5 then that we're going to do all together. Okay.
Which 5 is it now?
Okay. Let's see.
Special event,
Scotts Mountain,
Resnick,
Resnick, Pace, and the
This,
consultant.
and then the
added about the consultant for bond.
bond consultant.
We added that.
That'll be 6.
So that's 5. So it's 1, 2, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, we leaving, which one we leaving go? This one?
This one's staying up because it needs to be discussed, and this one.
Why does that one have to be discussed?
Because it was requested by the council members. So that's why. And then the 2 also. Okay? So we're voting on those 5.
Okay, got it, Sal?
Okay?
I got it, but I think we ought to take one at a time.
Well, I made a motion to do all of them together, so is there, okay, then I'll second that.
Okay, so Becker,
Yes.
Slack,
Yes.
Van Loo,
Yes.
Angeli,
No,
and Kern.
Yes. Okay, let's do the cameras now. Motion to approve a proposal from Cooper to install the camera brush area behind the municipal building, total cost $750.
I would move that one.
I'll second that.
Okay, Becker,
Yes.
Slack,
Yes.
Van Loo,
Yes.
Angeli,
yes,
Kern.
Yes. Okay, motion to approve a proposal from Cooper Systems to install monitor at Crestwood Field, total cost $2,650. Is there a motion for that?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second? So that dies. Seeing none. Okay. Now to
Ferrari,
Ferrari.
and Sean Cohen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not a Ford either at that price. Yeah, I asked to discuss that because, frankly, we got quotes from Ferrari to do work at our stone barn, and they were very high relative to what we paid. And I think he does very nice work at a very high price. This is $4,000 just to explore. I mean, we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this thing. And I mean, it's just bottomless.
How does the commission feel about this?
I didn't ask.
And they didn't comment then?
Well,
No.
yeah, they did. Did she go to anyone else other than Ferrari?
I think he was the one, I can't speak for Glenn, but I think he was the one that had responded, and I think he had done some of the work there. Is he works in stone?
Yes.
Yeah, then they did the work.
Yeah, they did. Well, I think the problem is that we've had multiple engineers and we've had multiple people working on this, and they're all going like this, you know.
Yeah.
It's the other guy's fault.
But Gwen had said earlier at another meeting that the terrain is very steep and very hard to get to, and it's a lot of work to check it.
It's Bush's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it,
The water issue is not the arch itself, right? It's the wing walls at this point?
They think that waters, that the
Yeah.
barrier
Park didn't go quite far enough.
all the way to the end, and that water's coming down because they did notice some of the work that was done is falling out because water is.
would that be in the scope of the work in the initial contract to have it?
Because Mr. Lagula looked at it with Gwen, remember he was here and.
Yeah, he was free.
Like, wouldn't that go, wouldn't the initial idea for it to be completely, what's the word I'm looking for?
The initial idea was simply of putting that waterproof liner out so many feet beyond the arch, if you will, and that the water would seep down through, hit that, and just move off. I thought the problem they were saying is maybe they didn't put in the
It didn't get-
the drainage in front of
It
the wing
did
wall.
get, it did not get lifted up against the
Right.
front or the back side or the head walls for the wing.
I don't know whether that's.
So is that an installation error or?
Well, I don't know whether it was a design flaw or an installation flaw, but for this amount of money, if they're gonna excavate this all out and explore it, while they got it open, they might as well fix it at the same damn time rather than to see what's there and put all the dirt back and dig it out again. That's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm like Frank, I think they've done far more than what they should have in this whole project right from the get-go.
Dave, have you seen the proposal?
No, I haven't, Mary, to be
Wanda,
honest.
you have it, correct?
Yes,
Could David see it?
certainly. It doesn't really speak that much for me.
When,
Did they say they're gonna make any repairs or just do the?
Just,
when did this report come over for this repair, Wanda?
I'm sorry, what?
When did Gwen send this over?
I'll tell you as soon as I find
Okay.
it.
No.
Maybe, I don't know.
It isn't?
Oh, yeah, it is. There's, yeah, 1850 per day.
Yeah, that's right,
Plus
just
350.
stated what the.
Yeah, that's all I have. That's
Yeah,
all I have.
That's all, yeah.
You know, I think this kind of too hits on something too, as far as with the professional reports, is that if we're going to hold the agenda to Friday and ordinances to Friday, we should be getting these reports by Friday, because I don't feel comfortable making some of these decisions kind of thrown at me.
Well, I had made copies of it for you. when
This isn't, I'm just talking about the report in general, because when she has advice or anything else, I think we should be getting that in writing on Friday before the meeting. So if we want to discuss something,
Oh.
I think that just gives us a little bit of,
I think Gwen's planning on being here too, and something came out.
but at the same time though, I mean, some of the stuff
She would be able to
gets
fill in the blanks.
sprung on us. I mean, when there's big issues, you'll prepare in writing before. So that's just something I think may be good housekeeping in the future.
Maybe we should just table this until she's.
Yeah.
Fine, fine.
I'll move
Yeah, I
that.
knew she was planning to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we go any further, did you read this letter from Bruce Jones?
That's being extended, so you don't have to do anything about that.
We don't?
No. Joe Rossi gave it,
Till we,
he did.
oh, good.
All right, so I'll move to table that.
Okay, so we're going to table Ferrari,
Yeah.
Second.
and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Chambers property.
Yeah, I guess it really applies to both Resnick and Chambers. Are these, I think I've asked this before with other, these are all county and state money?
Yes.
They're not any of our
Right, no
money?
township money.
Okay, other than our money that we
Your
we pay
state
for open
county taxes, yeah.
space, yeah, and state and county taxes, right. The other thing is the Santini property, Chambers Farm. Does he own Chambers Farm yet?
Yes.
Last time I inquired at the tax collector, no, that was about 2 weeks ago.
So these farmers can apply for farmland preservation before they own it?
You get the application started. You can't receive the funding until you own it, but you can get the application started. I had a preliminary application on Chambers when I was in it.
Would they give you informal, at least,
You can seek all,
feeling whether or not they would approve it or not?
You could have.
Could we do that with the AI?
I don't know, thanks, to be honest. I have to talk to Lori Tierney up at the county, but I'm sure we probably could. They talk to us and give us, some ideas.
Yeah,
So the other day, I know residence property was in the paper that he closed on that. As of the other day, the back taxes on Mr. Chambers were still not current.
I don't know if it matters, because they're showing here on the project map that Chambers has a block, they're both block 101, 13 and 15. They're only going to preserve 13, not 15.
Right, that there's an issue with 15. It's landlocked.
Okay. I mean, I guess it's no skin off our nose if we approve it, if it's state and county money. But
No, because hopefully there'll be more land put in preservation for people who want to put it in preservation. And they'll get something for it. Versus the ones who are forced to put it in preservation and got nothing.
Aren't they, is this in the Highlands? So they are forced and get something, I guess, is what you're saying.
There's some loopholes that farmers can still get pre-Highland assumptions on appraisals yet on properties in Highland Preservation.
That expires this year?
That expired already. But the application was already in their grandfather, but any new applications from here on out may be subject to the Highland rules. We
Okay,
actually discussed that a little bit last night at our environmental meeting.
okay.
They talked about extending it, but did not get done yet.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I move that motion.
What motion is that?
This one right here.
Santini and Chambers.
This one. We didn't vote on this one yet.
We didn't?
No, we voted on this one.
Okay,
This is the one we were just discussing.
you voted in favor of it.
I voted it, yes.
I'll second it then.
Okay, Becker,
Yes,
Slack,
I abstain.
Van Loo,
Yes.
Van Jelly,
Yes.
Kern.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
just one other thing, it's not going to affect the vote or anything, but I just wonder, do we have any leverage on this Chambers thing to get done? This cleanup done that we've been wanting to do for years?
They've done a lot of it.
No.
Wow, they've done a lot and there's a lot, 90% done, 90% to go.
There was so much there that, but when I drive by, it looks like there's something that's been done.
Well,
Yeah,
my suggestion, Frank, is the property does actually close. If the township contacts the new owner, it gives them a certain amount of time to perform whatever needs to get performed, reasonable amount of time from thenceforward.
is that likely to happen anytime soon?
Oh, absolutely. I would think, yeah, I would think so.
Dave, is it under contract?
It will, Frank.
It's under contract, and it sounds like the problem that was holding up the contract, they walked away from that portion of it. So I would think he could move forward at any time then. If they're only going to preserve the one lot, not the second lot. That was part of the holdup on the whole deal.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, that would be my suggestion, Frank. Once we know that property transfers, our zoning officer contacts the new owner, it makes, some kind of reasonable, not 6 years, but 6 months or something.
Right, okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, that's all the motions. Any public comment, general public comment? Sir, if you could please sign in, state your name.
My name is Sal Pugliese. I have a property on Hunt Avenue down in Pohat. The grass where the ditch is on Meadow Avenue is getting high. Lincoln freed me a long time ago.
Which one is that now?
Meadow Avenue and Hunt Avenue down by the ballpark, sir.
Let me write that down. I'll take a look at it tomorrow.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Hunt and
Meadow. Meadow is a dead end, and so is Hunt. You have the field right there. The drainage ditch comes down from Shimer Manor back in here. That drainage ditch. Where
we
the,
cleaned up both places. I was complimented on the retention pond. It looks so nice now that everything is cut and it looks good.
well, the grass, I haven't cut it in over a month.
Hunt and Meadow.
It's actually on Meadow, sir. Meadow. It's actually on Meadow Avenue. And it's like a cul-de-sac there. Do you know where I'm at?
I'm not sure, but I'll take a look tomorrow.
Okay, if you know where the ball field is, Hunt Avenue,
Yeah,
you can go all the way down to the dead end. That's where that drainage ditch is.
Yeah, but we cleaned it up.
No, the grass on this side of the drainage ditch going up to where that cul-de-sac is on Meadow Avenue. I haven't cut it. I quit. So the township is going to have to start cutting the grass there.
I cut it all over the township.
Sir, for so many years, the family's been cutting it. For years, we've been cutting it.
That's township property.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's definitely a roadway. That's a cul-de-sac. That's one. The other thing I just wanted to mention, you guys were doing salary hikes and everything. Taxpayers are broke. We can't afford tax hikes anymore for increasing salaries when,
Salary was increased. Everybody's frozen.
oh, it's frozen. Okay, then I want to retract that. Thank you. Thank you for
We
clarifying.
haven't gotten a raise in 33 years.
No, no.
Well, no, I don't know. No.
Just the taxpayers are broke. I wanted to be on record for
All the
that.
employees are frozen. The only thing we don't have any control over right this second would be your police contract and employee contract.
Okay.
That's decreed by contract.
All right, ma'am.
But everybody else is frozen.
All right, again, if you guys want to take a look at Meadow Avenue and Hunt
I'll take a
Avenue.
look at it tomorrow.
Yes, Larry, I'd like to make one comment if you don't mind. I mean, you forget we all pay taxes, all of us that sit up here, we're all taxpayers too.
And I can appreciate that. But I don't know how your pocketbook is. Mine's broke.
Yeah, mine hurts too.
Okay. And it's just, I don't mind giving Caesar what Caesar has coming. He's down into my pocket, into my socks, and
I got two ex-wives, so I know all about that.
Now, did you see what Phillipsburg is going to do to us? Next year, they're raising the rates
You're on, Bill.
$1,000 per student.
Oh, the high school.
don't get me going on the school system.
We have no control over
Oh, I
that.
understand that.
You need to either run for the school board.
Sal.
Right. We do everything humanly possible.
Why we have to pay a teacher $90,000?
Well, you go to the school board.
Yeah.
Sal, but you're the one who opened up the school discussion. Yeah, right? Yeah, thank
You either have to run for school board.
Right.
Or you have to start attending their meetings.
Okay,
Ross.
the grass is the only thing I want to complain about.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going with you.
Wow.
Then you get on camera, then you get on Facebook.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Didn't hear that.
Like this for you.
All right, is there any other public comment? Yes, sir.
I have a comment about the camera that's going.
If you get, sorry, you just speak in the mic so we could pick it
The
up.
camera that's going behind the municipal building, and I wanted to ask the chief if he thought that a motion-activated light would be useful in order to try to get a clearer picture of.
That's a good idea. I mean, I didn't actually see what what it's going to look like on the monitor, but that's definitely a good idea because they're pretty cheap too.
And that's it. I have nothing else.
Is that it?
It's a good suggestion.
Thank you.
You bet.
Any other public comment?
Yeah, I have to piggyback, Kevin Melvin, I want to piggyback on that. Just for paying for this camera, what would a dumping ticket go for? Like, if we issued X number of tickets, would this pay for this camera? I mean, because it's a nominal cost.
Eventually it would. I mean, it depends how many you get.
What's do you know what the ordinance is for dumping?
It varies.
Stump grinder every time.
Well, that's true too.
500?
500.
There's more than just tickets.
Yeah.
It's the cleanup.
I can even do that math. Thank you. Any other public comment? Seeing none, do we need an executive session?
I don't think so. I just spoke to the chief. We might have an issue we have to resolve, but it doesn't have to be tonight. I think we can work it out.
Seeing none, is there any old business? Any new business? No correspondence? Do we have a motion to adjourn? Second?
Second that.
Meeting's over?
Aye.
For the record there.
We've had a quicker one before.